Today on my channel planner, friends, we're going to work in my junk journal using some printables, some washies, cards. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is an old planner I had in my stash from Webster's Pages, and I've been decorating it little by little. So I felt like being creative today. I saw some new printables I can't wait to share with you. So why don't you join me and let's have some crafty fun. Pull up a mug of tea or coffee or whatever you need, and let's chitter chat and create. Stay tuned, friends. Hello, planner friends, and welcome to my channel. I am One Crafty Dolo. I'm so happy you're here today. Let's have some creative fun. Let's get into this junk journal and play. If you're new, you're welcome to join my growing community. You can subscribe, tap the notification bell. If you're returning, thank you so much for the gift of your time. Now, I did take a picture of these spread out on my desk, but I spent a couple of hours last night just fussy cutting, kind of listening to TV. These are what's left. I still have plenty left here. These are from My Porch Prints on Etsy. These are new spring printables. They were under $3 for many pages. I mean, look at this, right? Are these the cutest? So I've gone through, I've been cutting, I've been playing with I left this sheet and I left this sheet. I mean, this is a lot of deco. And then this is an older one I purchased previously that I reprinted. So I thought I would get in today. I wanted to cut ahead of time because goodness, this was a lot of cutting. So there's three different. I use these plain ones, which are also, again, I purchased before. So I have those cut here. They're not perfect, but again, I was kind of watching TV, if you will. Last few times I've used printables from this collection, which was basically teacups. Aren't these lovely? And different accoutrements that go along with that. So I cut some more of those out last night when I was cutting. So we have all these. Now I don't know that I'm going to use all of these today, but I wanted to cut out a good supply of them. I'm just going to keep piling them up here on my desk, and I'll show you what I've cut. I mean, look at that. Like, really? It's so cute. It's just too cute. Let's see here. Where else? I've got more little friends. I've got this big bunny. Oh my gosh, right? I mean, I feel like I'm back with Beatrix Potter and friends, and yeah, again, I could have cut many more out. I mean, a duck in a raincoat, adorable. My child-loving book-loving child heart loves these. And I have a few smaller ones, little chicks. I have some carrots here. Oh, these are florals. I did cut out plenty of florals as well. And as you saw, I have plenty of florals left. I mean, this is quite an extensive collection, and so I had to pay to print it since I don't have a printer. Let's see. Oh, we have another one of these little ones and another little bunny. But you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it. I mean, what I would pay for an ink. Oh, yes, Mr. Toad. Can't forget Mr. Toad. I think of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I like this distinguished owl and this sweet bunny girl. Here's another bunny. Very sweet. Here's we go with some more critters. Okay, now I'm just trying to divide them up for you and for me. So these are the florals. Put those over there. The carrots. Oh, here's another teacup. So I have a bit to do here, and these were just different. They're supposed to look like tags. So there's two of those like that. There's these two. There were these two bunnies, and then these four, which are all there. So we have a good start, to say the least. I also grabbed this card. I have two boxes. One's more solid. I think this was from Maggie Holmes. So I like this card. I thought it fit in, and I just grabbed that so we can use that. I also grabbed some of my washi that I've been using in here. Plus, I have this baggie full of different whatnot. These are spring And then I also found these, which were old ones from Felicity Jane. Unfortunately, she doesn't make paper collections anymore, but I just loaded myself down with supplies here. So why don't we get into it? And I'll show you where we've been and what we've been doing. And so this is, again, this is something I had on hand, and I just decided to repurpose it. I need creative projects. Who knew? I didn't know, but I need creative projects, and I needed to do some stamping. I needed to do some creating in here. You can see I did different things in here. I love it. I haven't written anything in here, and I don't know what, if anything, I will write, but you know what? I have time for that. I just think it's so pretty, if I say so myself. Now I could grab some paper collections too. I feel like it needs something there yet, but I guess all in good time. So I thought today we could create and just have fun together and enjoy time, if you will, and creativity. As always, my goal is to inspire you. So I would say this, we're getting there. There's still a lot in here, but what a great project. Pick up an old planner. It can be a ring. It can be a TN. It can be a notebook from Dollar Tree. Pick up something and just create and have fun. Alrighty, I decided to grab some of these paper packs. This is fairly new. It's textured. It's a mini pack. These are from Hobby Lobby, except for the one, I think, yeah. Or did I get it at Hobby Lobby? No, this is Hobby Lobby. These are all florals. This, I'm not so sure because of the rose gold and the funkiness. I don't know that I'm going to use this one, although I do love it, but I'll put that as a maybe. This is an old one. Goodness, I am using this constantly. So this aesthetic definitely fits in here. And then this one, oh, I got this at Michael's, right? So this has a lot of prettiness, and it has some little journaling spaces, so I may use some of those as well. So I'm going to keep that one. This one definitely, I think we'll wait on that. I mean, I've got all this stuff, I might as well use it. So why don't we get in here and just have some fun. Now I need to get a refill for my Xyron Creative Station sticker maker. I finished it up, so I'm going to have to use some Tombos today. So let me just look real quick at these last few pages, because I don't want to be too redundant here. I mean, bunnies, okay? Bunnies and chicks. I feel like we're finally turning a corner after some snow flurries last week, that we might actually have a little bit of spring coming towards us. And gosh, wouldn't that be nice? Now, these are brights, but there's pink and purple in here, which I kind of like. But there's also some neutrals, which may not be such a bit like that. That's kind of soft. That's bright. I don't want dark. So maybe something along with that. I know I use this one so much. Always buy these when they're 40% off, incidentally. Just makes such a huge difference. I mean, this is such a great pack. What's the name of it? Country Road. I bought it a long time ago. I use it all the time in my planners, but it's a perfect space for this. I like that one. Did I use that in here already? Let's take a quick peek to see what I used. Okay, so I used the wood. Looks like wood. I used that pinkish one. That was from a different collection. Okay, that's from the Petals pack. That's from the Petals pack. Okay, so good. We don't have too much. I wouldn't mind putting some background in here. I think this one, let's start with this. Oh, and as you can see, I will save every last bit. And because I figure somewhere or other, I'm going to use it. And why not? Is there one that we can get to correspond with this? One. Too close, I think. I want something that'll look good together with it, but not be matchy-matchy. The wood, I'm tempted by the wood, which I did use. This one too, that's kind of busy though. But it doesn't it remind you of like colonial, I don't know, it's kind of wallpaper-esque. This one's interesting. It's a different wood. You know what? Let's grab that. Whoops. Yeah. Grab it and rip it, right? Well, I show you the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm just me. So I have my Tombow here since the other is not working and I have to get the refill. I went to use it the other day and I was like, ugh. I think rather than just tearing it, let's take some scissors and let's just create kind of a scallopy pattern here. You know, so we can put some up or some down. I think I also want to cut this a bit. Sometimes I will rip. Sometimes I just can't rip. So I want to do something. Let me see here. Just thinking out loud, friends, so bear with me. This could look good over here, certainly. Why is it that every time I come on to film, suddenly my road becomes a freeway? I don't understand it, and I don't like it. That would actually look okay. Could I do something there? Let me think a minute here. Let me think a minute here, because I almost wish I had done it opposite. You know what? Hold on. Let me find that again. I know I bring you on this process with me, and I'm persnickety about some things, but it's just how it goes. All right, so if I want to use it up here, let me cut it here. All right. There, that definitely looks better. So I'm going to adhere it down as kind of the background for all the things I'm going to put down on here. Now you can use other adhesive, glue dots. I think at one point we may use some of my double-sided adhesive tape. But you just want to get this down. I got a little glue on there. Okay. And I want to put this one over here just for background, like I said. Let's get, whoops. You know, true confession, and I've said this before on this channel, but recently I'm kind of overwhelmed with the world and the news and the this and the that, and this one's fighting and that one. Ugh. It's bloody, bloody exhausting. So one solution I'm looking towards is, oh, I love her. Sorry, I digress. I love her. I love critters. I love little friends. One solution is I turn down the news. I don't look at whatever. And, you know, I just try to focus on goodness, especially for me, it's Lent, and that matters. And so I'm just trying to trying to stay informed without it killing me. How's that? And sometimes it just, everything weighs heavy, doesn't it? Well, one of my solutions is just this. When I was thinking about videos for this week, and I'll be honest, I do not plan them too far in advance. I can't, because I like to go with creativity in the moment. And when I was thinking about, excuse me, what I was going to do, I sat there and I was like, you know what? I know what I want to do. I know what I don't want to do. I don't want to let myself get too overwhelmed here by the world and to lose sight of the good. And so this has become, surprisingly to me, a monthly project that I am now doing in here. And I'm glad. I need this project more than you know. So if you're like me, maybe you're sensitive, maybe the world is just bloody overwhelming, join me in having fun and creativity. And by creating, we're saying no, you know, we're not going to just, that's pretty, isn't it? No, it's too big. We're just saying no. How's that? Make it simple. We're just saying no. We don't need the craziness of the world. And we don't. And so something like this is an old planner, something I had on hand. These printables, yes, I had to pay to print them. So if you print them, you have your ink. But for under $3, I'll take it. I will take it. So what I think I'm going to do is lay some stuff down and then go back. I want to add in some journaling and then maybe some stamping and washi. Like, we're just going to do this slowly. And yeah, I'll see how many pages I get. I don't want this to be like a super, super duper long video, but you never know, right? Anyway, excuse me. That's all I have to say. I just feel sometimes that it's hard. It's just hard, and I get exhausted, and I don't know why and when. But if you have the answer, I'd love it if you'd share it with me. Why do we have to feel everybody's opinion matters? I mean, sure, there are times, yes, absolutely. I listen to others, I hear others, but there's this kind of righteous indignation that's come about with people like, well, my truth matters. Well, you're right. I am a middle-aged woman. I know my life experiences. I do not know what it's like to be another person. And I do listen and I do hear. Sometimes it's bloody exhausting, if you want the truth. You know what? I'm not going to put this down. I don't want it to be too matchy as to this. So we may find something else or not or whatever. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. Sometimes I get exhausted because I feel that it's too much. It's just too much. And creating helps me push back on all of it. So anyway, that's my little 2 cents today. It's exhausting. And of course, we know social media just amplifies things. On the one hand, social media is good. I worked in higher ed for a very long time, whether I was advising, running programs, teaching, and I love seeing my former students doing well and excelling, and that makes me very, very happy. And I love seeing their families and teasing them that, their young children are now growing, and wow, where does that make me? But that's the good part of social media, seeing what families doing, keeping up. But I tell you, the rest of it, ugh. So if you have any tips and tricks on dealing with some of this, boy, would I appreciate it. I could use your help, to be honest with you. Alrighty, how do you think this is coming along? I know you're just kind of sitting here watching me play, but it's really fun on my end, I must say. Sorry for my reach here. Just trying to go over these florals to see what'll fit, what won't fit. You know what might fit? This kind of fits. Yeah, why don't we do that? And as I said, we'll come in later with different bits and bobs to add into it. Yeah, I like that there. Again, we can come back. I have a little teacup right here I could do if I want. Wait a second, I have small little critter friends. Let me find them. Okay, so we have this one, who's very dapper, I must say. The frog, I like the frog. And we have these two. I think we might do that. Yeah, I think that works. So we'll put the frog in one. Or Mr. Toad and his wild ride. If you've been to Disney, you know. Actually, I'm going to put him down here with all this green. Now, you'll notice when I cut it, I fussy cut them, but you will sometimes see some white, especially like here in between here. What I might do is grab some ink and I have, what is it? Something rose, tattered rose, I think it's called. I think that would do nicely with that and kind of make it look a little more vintagey. So, okay, let's go back. Page 1. And again, we'll add a lot more up there. Page 2. It's coming along. It's coming along. I'm so excited. I love it. I do. Now we have this one. Right? And move that. And I have this one. These are cute. We want to put each one on the bottom and then play with the top. I also have that card, and all these other cards, but I guess, let me think here a minute. Where did I put? I also have this, which I'm tempted, whoops, I just knocked down all my Ollie clips to my left. I have this, which I kind of like too. Yeah, that's too bright. I don't want the brights, but the neutral might work. Hold on. We're going to figure this out. What we can also do is one of these. Wow, that's bright. All right, let's find something in here. Let me look at the different, what's going to work here. I don't want something too, maybe that one. Wow, these are really something, aren't they? They're so pretty though. I used this previous time. Let's go back this way. I appreciate your patience with me. And I also appreciate you. I mean, in this world, and I need to make sure you know this, in this world that's really tough sometimes to navigate, I appreciate you being here, friend. I really do. You matter, and you matter to me. So just please know that. That's kind of pretty. That might actually work. And it's pretty subtle, isn't it? Yeah, I think we can. I think that would work. Okay. Let's pull this out. Now this, incidentally, both of these papers, I knew the one was textured. I didn't realize when I purchased this one's quite textured too, so it's heavier. Let me think here how I'm going to do this. And oh, you know, I know what I did before with it. It wasn't, I have this card in here like that, but then where is it? It's in here somewhere. I'm always humming. There we go. I put that there. That may not be a bad one to, although I don't know that I want to do the same thing. I think I'm going to cut it a little bit. Okay, I just cut it off very around some of the flowers. It's really quite thick paper. Hopefully it'll adhere well enough. And this, you know what, I'm just going to tear it for the fun of it. I think we can put this one down here. And this is all we're doing. We're creating a junk journal that eventually I'll write something in. What? I'm not sure. But we're just creating and having fun. And that's really quite joyous. Alrighty. I would like to put in some more of these little friends over here. The bunnies. I like this big owl. Let's see here. Okay, so I have these bunnies. Oh, they're adorable. We've only used one bunny so far, and then I also have a duck in a raincoat. I mean, I have to use him at some point. I kind of want to use the big bunny, truthfully. I think she's so pretty. Just so lovely. So why don't we get her down? So the other outlet I have currently for creativity is I bake. I've been baking a bit. We had the flu in the house, but we're okay. And so now I'm getting slowly back to my baking, and that has been delightful to say the least. I think I'll put this up here. But this is my mainstay. Oh, incidentally, for those of you maybe watching, maybe you live alone, or there's only two of us in their house. I mean, my son's on his own. So here's a tip, incidentally, with baking. I freeze things. You can freeze most cakes that aren't iced up to a month. So what I do is, say I make a bundt cake. I cut it in half, and then I either wrap the individual slices up, and then I wrap them in parchment paper. If I save the whole half, I wrap that in parchment paper, and then I put it in a freezer bag, mark it, and put it in the freezer. I like cutting it, though, truthfully, in large part because then I'm just taking out pieces of cake as we eat them rather than a whole big thing, unless you're going to have some company or something along those lines. So just an FYI, that's one way to do it. And so currently, I'll tell you right now, I have a lemon cake with blueberries in the freezer. I have half of that. I also have, from a few weeks ago now, brownies. So we're going to have to take those out and eat those pretty soon. I'm about to make, I think the next thing I made baked oatmeal, but we pretty much have eaten that. That doesn't go in the freezer. We eat that. But I think I'm going to make a Bisquick coffee cake again, probably with apples. So what I figure is that I will, did they go down here? No. Give me a minute. I figure I'll take that out and, use it a bit. That goes there. So I'll cut it in half and so forth. So that's my secret. You see me baking all the time. We can't eat, all the cake at once. So that's how I do it. I freeze it. And it works delightfully well. And it just, yeah. So FYI, that's one way to do it. Okay. So how are we doing here? We got 1 page, 6 pages, but that's good. I like that I was able to get these in here. This one's a little wonky. Like I said, that's heavy paper. So we may use some washi to help us hold things down. And then we have this side. I think I want to use that card. So here it is. I like the fact you can open it, but this time what I didn't do last time is I originally had done it with washi, then I had to redo it because it wasn't sticking. This is from Dollar Tree. This is one of my best crafty. Now wait a minute. Do you want this side? That's cute. And I want this side. I like this side better. So I'm going to put this on the back here. Go to Dollar Tree, get some adhesive, double-sided tape. It works wonders. And it's Dollar Tree. Well, $1.25 tree. Isn't that what it is now? Goodness. I know I'm going to date myself here, but I don't care. Growing up, remember Woolworths or Newberries or whatever else you had? They were great. I remember I used to love to go through them and look around and so forth. I don't know. The Dollar Trees don't. They're fine, but they're not the same. I know. I sound old. Incidentally, I had an experience not too long ago I meant to share with you. Went to a Dollar Tree in a different place, not in my area. We were out a little bit, and this is going back a little bit. And you know what? It was huge. I've never seen such a large Dollar Tree in my life, and yet the craft supplies were negligible. They just weren't so great. I just didn't, I wasn't impressed. Isn't that weird? I don't know. Do I want that there? I'll see. I just wasn't impressed. I was like, well, it's okay, but let me, hold on. This has got a little glue on it. Let me peek how I did it again. Okay, so this one I did put the printables and you could see some of them. This one I had the stamp and the washi. So this one, I'm going to think a minute, friends. Okay, I grabbed my ink and I think we're almost done with this part of it. So that's good. I know this is going to be a longer video. I'm just so overjoyed that spring is on its way. I can't even tell you how relieved I am in all of it. I want to put something like this here. Yes, I kind of do, but I think I'm going to throw some washi down first, so we'll come back to that. Okay, my friend in the raincoat. We need to deal with my duck in a raincoat, definitely. Let me pull these out again. I could use something else, of course. Let me see here. Well, I've got this and this, these two. Yeah, I don't know that I want to use the same thing again. 1, 2, yeah, I've used that in there. This is a little different, and I think this can be a little different too. I just pulled this out of in there, and I think we can use this one. I think that'll be fine, because I will want to add some other things, other embellishments to it, etc. So I think this is good. Alrighty. I feel like I'm going to have to order more of my Tombow adhesive refill pretty soon, but that's okay. Yeah, that's perfect. And we're going to put our little friend, the duck in the raincoat. Like, could you love this duck anymore? I don't think I could. What clever designs. I mean, really, what absolutely clever designs this woman does. And I'm glad to support her business and so on. Now, do I want any more? I had originally looked at these. I think I'm going to wait on these, truthfully. I'm glad I cut them, though. I mean, that was a bit of work, no lie. I have 2 chicks here. I think I'll wait on them. Let's look again at all these little, you know what I didn't use? Wait a second. There was a squirrel. I think we will use the squirrel because on the part that I did not cut, there was a fox, and I'd like to use that at some point. So, and the good thing is I can reprint these. This is true. This is funny. When I went to the place to have them printed, there was a woman, and she's nice. And she's like, oh my gosh, these are my aesthetic. You made my day. I thought that was great. So now, do I want to add anything in here? I think for now, we're good. Let's go back really briefly. And so, yes, this is Tattered Rose Distress Oxide. Let me put away some of this stuff and move it out of the way at least. This way, if I want to add more, I can add more. Whew. So we take the Tattered Rose. Hold on. I'm putting those there. So let's take our Tattered Rose. I saw this, I want to say Pink Strawberries channel. She used this a lot, and I thought, oh, that's great. And it just adds, there's other ones you can use too, but it just adds a little bit of antiquing to these spaces. So it's not, you can tone down that white. If I can get it on here enough. Yeah. See, just adds a little bit of antiquing, and that I really like, especially, like I said, the white edges and so forth. And it goes so well with this aesthetic. Yeah, there we go. See how it's covering, so it's not quite super white anymore, and I like that. Okay, yeah, that's good. I'm going to do a little bit on this one since the edges are a little bit, yeah, see? Just darkens them enough, and it does it without overtaking the color that's on it to begin with, and I think that's key, right? So up here, see, just adds a little bit of something, and even in here maybe, just a little bit, very lightly on here, very lightly, so it's not quite as bright white. Yeah, I think that's good for there. All right. Okay, so I just went through and did them all. You can see this was pure white. I inked, see it? You can see the difference. Where I especially see it is in the handle here. I didn't do this one as much. I did these flowers a little bit. So I just went through and just, yeah, same here. You can see where their feet are and so forth here, just to take a little edge off that white. Okay, so that's, again, that's Distress Oxide Tattered Rose. There's other things we could use. I'd like to start next with some washi. So these are from Simple Stories, as are these, and you love my really, impressive washi storage system, don't you? Oh, well, I try to organize my washi by maker, if that makes sense. So that's one thing I do here. This is pretty. I'm trying to use some different ones. All right, I don't know that. Well, yeah, I don't need that. I don't need this one. That's Days. I've used this before. I kind of like to use, let's see here, this antiquish one and this floral. So let's get in here and play a little bit. And one of the things with the washi is that it'll help you adhere things. Let me grab my X-Acto knife. It'll help you adhere things down, and that's a good thing. So like right here, right? You're just gonna put it down in drips and drabs. It doesn't have to be matchy-matchy, certainly. We can just add it where we see fit. You know, use different ones in different places. I happen to love washi all the time. Yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. Just go like that, right there. So it holds it down, and it adds some color. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm gonna add a little bit. I don't want to do too matchy-matchy, but I might add a little up here, or better yet, down here. Okay. And I'm gonna just, a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that's really not going to help hold that down, but that's okay. You know what? Yeah, I'm not that keen on that right there, to be honest with you. I think we'll just put it down like that. How's that? That works, right? That works. Yeah, I'm not too keen on this. Yeah, this is what we do. You know what we're going to do? I know. Because I think this here could be used for some stamps. Okay. Yeah, that's better. And again, it's helping hold everything down. Do I want to use, let's see here. I use that here. Do I want to use something different up here? I have this one. Actually, let's go with this one. I really like these. I love Simple Stories collections. I just don't always buy them. Do I want it down the side? Oh, let me think a minute. Okay, yeah, I wanted it. I didn't want to ruin the corner. I wanted to see the corner, so I'm glad I did it. I'm so glad I did 2 different washi on there. Didn't do any on here. Did some on here. And over here, I'd like to think, I thought maybe this. Is that too bright? No, that works, doesn't it? Let me look at this one real quickly. The dark floral could work too. Let me pull it out. I try to keep the collections themselves somewhat separate, so I know what I'm doing. What would go with this card, I guess, is what I'm asking. No, I don't think that really goes, so we're going to nix that. I also have this, which is like postage stamps. Maybe that's what we'll use, and I don't have to go down the whole length of it. I'll see. So let's bring it up. So it's sticking up here, and it's holding this down a little bit extra. Right there. There we go. That I like. Perfect. Perfect. All right. I don't know. Do I need washi down there? I mean, I don't need it on every single page, but I do like using it. I gotta admit. And I'm tempted to use this one again. Just a little bit down here on the bottom. Just a skosh. I keep a paper plate, a small paper plate to my left, and I put all the little scraps and all the things there, and then I periodically empty it. All right, let me clear out my washi. Alrighty, friends, this video is so long. I don't want to make it any longer, so I'm going to show you what I did, and we're going to be done. So I grabbed some elements from my little Ziploc baggie there. I put more washi down here. I stamped a little bit, and so I added this. I know this is a little busy over here, but I actually like it. This I can write things down, journaling. Here you can barely see. I used, what is this? Bundled sage ink, so it's very faint. There's 3 small flowers here, 3 little butterflies. I might try to go over them, although that usually doesn't work for me. But for right now, I'm leaving it be. This, I just added a little vine here. This is as it is. I love it. I love them. I love the teapot. I mean, it's just so pretty. And this, I added this one here. Now, technically, I would have preferred it to be underneath these little fellows, but close enough. I added another sprig of things there, and I added a card in there. So I think, actually, I like it. I think in some ways it's a little busier. Is it? No, not necessarily, is it? I could have used the brown ink, and maybe I'll go back to it, but I felt like spring, the green, the bundled sage would work. So I have so many printables left over. I'm so excited. I will link this collection with the bunnies and the chicks and all that, the flowers, down below. It's My Porch Prints on Etsy. In the meantime, let's do one more flip because I'm so proud of this. I love that we're sharing this together. I really do. And I really hope that I'm inspiring you in your own creativity. Now, I could take out some letters, and I might do that eventually. This is one of those projects where you can keep adding to it. Like, for example, this is a little blank. Maybe we need a card there. Everything in good time, you know. Wow. Yeah, that looks good. See, I can write there. I did ink this slightly, but I think it could use a little more of the tattered rose. Really pretty. Really, really pretty. And there needs to be something there, but again, in time. And here we have the latest section. And I'm glad I used that paper pack here and there. I like the background. I really do. And I like that I didn't do the same thing every time. I do like it that it looks like distressed wood, and we have our friends here. You know what? I am a little tempted to go over these with some brown ink, but not today, right? And here we go. I do like the green, though. Anyway, so that's it for today, friends. We have journaling spaces in here. We can do whatever. I can add photos, but how much fun is this? For me personally, it's a lot. This is the perfect antidote to the world and all of its crazy. So as always, I hope I inspired you, friends. Let's enjoy this process. And, drop a comment. If you're enjoying this, let me know, because I can't wait to get through it. I think I have other notebooks, but I'm not sure. So we'll see. We'll see what we do. My goal is to use, other than the printables, to use what I have. So I'm not spending very much per time. And as I said with, which ones? Well, the teacups I had already bought. These I bought a long time ago. So I'm glad that I'm reusing them in different ways. And I still have those butterfly ones as well. All right, friends, create, have fun, and let's get through all this together. Goodness knows I appreciate you, friends. Have a blessed day. Bye now.